Hello everyone and Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful New Year that started with a bang in the way that mine did. Happy New Year, Joe! You don't seem really excited about the New Year, Joe?
Oh, no, I don't know. This is all going to be tidied up. New Year.
Happy New Year. Well, I'm going to leave this room, it's a tip. So now that we're in the new year, I got an email from TCS London Marathon to remind me that this is the year of the marathon, there's only so many months to go, and that it was time to start training. It's been a long journey to get to this point. Last year in April, I did the Manchester Marathon, and then a few months after that, I did the Chester Marathon in October. And realistically, I've not really run properly since the Chester Marathon. I've not really trained, I've not really watched my diet. In fact, I've been eating anything I want, especially over the Christmas period. So the first thing I needed to do as part of my training was to see how much weight I have gained since all this started. So as you can see, it's the end of New Year's Day. I'm very, very tired, not had much sleep, and it's the first time I'm properly weighing myself since doing the Chester Marathon. So here goes. So it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's still not good at all. I've got a lot of weight to lose just to get back to what I was at Chester. So that's not what I wanted to see, but it's still better than I thought it was going to be. So you might be thinking that 77.45 kilograms isn't all that heavy, but considering where I was only in October when running the Chester Marathon, I've gained a lot of weight. Which is really annoying when you think I've now got to lose all of that weight just to get back to where I was. And if I'm going to improve the time that I did at Chester Marathon, which is certainly the aim, then I've got to lose even more weight from that. So it just puts me more in the dark than I wanted to be. So I decided to start training as of the 2nd of January. Decided not just to run in the evenings now, but in an effort to help me in inclines and in running uphill and in developing more muscles in my legs, I've started also trying to cycle every morning. So this is how it went my first day of cycling.
So it's early in the morning, it's the first day of training. I'm tired. I'm not used to getting up early anymore, and it's cold, but starting with a bike ride this morning just to kind of get me back in the habit of actually doing any kind of physical exercise. Already had to start walking. I'm on the last leg of the bike ride, but those who know where I live will know that it's quite downhill as you leave where I live, and then it goes quite uphill, of course, to get back up it. And heading back up this hill, I'm just really struggling. My legs feel tight, I'm tired, I'm definitely not as fit as I used to be. This is quite literally an uphill battle now. Second wind, but definitely wasn't the most successful bike ride I've ever had. Hopefully as the weeks go on I get much better at this.
So as you can see, I actually really struggled with cycling, which is fair. I don't actually do cycling all that often, it's more running I do, but I still wasn't as good as I thought I would be. I thought I'd at least be able to cycle the entire thing without having to walk, so that wasn't great. But in just looking at how it went, 4.79 miles, I'm pretty happy with that as a morning cycle, and 38 minutes 30 seconds, I was okay with that. Even with the walking, that didn't feel that long. But if I click on the map, the red sections are my faster bits and the blue bits are my exceptionally slow bits. And you can see that other than that first burst of energy, realistically, I really wasn't all that quick. For the majority of it, I was pretty slow and sluggish, and especially as we started going up an incline, that massive blue section there, you can find that actually I was really struggling and I just had to walk. I just had no energy in my legs, and I've been feeling that pain in my legs ever since. So when the evening came round, it was time to do my first run of this training plan. Now this is something I was really looking forward to, because although I've only run once or twice since the Chester Marathon in October, it's something I've really missed. It's something I used to really enjoy doing. So I was really excited to get out again and go do some more runs. So just getting ready to go out on my first run of this training plan, and it's pitch black and it's pouring down with rain. It's cold, I'm tired, I don't want to do it, but perfect way to get back into it for a rainy day to be my first run. I don't think the camera will get it, but all that rain. Yeah, it's gonna be a very, very wet, cold run, but it's my first run. It's only gonna be 30 minutes long, which isn't too bad. I can do that quite easily, I think, and hopefully I feel better doing this than I did the bike ride this morning. So here we go.
That's the first run down. It's not raining quite as badly now, which is lovely. It was hard. I felt my lower back hurt more than I was anticipating, and I definitely wasn't as fast as I used to be. But as I was going down the last stretch to finish my run, oh, I felt amazing. I love doing that, and it felt really good to be doing it again. So it's about a 34-minute run, just shy of 4 miles. As I said, not the fastest I've ever done, but it's only day one.
As you can see from the video, I was so much struggling for breath by the end of it. I think when I was running the Manchester Marathon and the Chester one, by the time I got to the end of my training, I wouldn't need to stop, panting for air. I'd feel really good once I stopped, as if I could keep going. And yet, after only, just shy of 4 miles, I was really out of breath. My lower back was hurting. I could still feel the pain in my upper thighs from the cycling that morning. It definitely didn't feel like my best performance. I definitely didn't feel very fast. I could definitely feel the extra weight that I was carrying. But I still had that great feeling of enjoyment just doing the run, coming back, having completed it. It was nice to be doing, even if it wasn't the rain. So that was my first day of training out of what will in theory be 110 days of training. So I'm hoping to do these videos fairly regularly. I don't know if I will continue to do so. I don't know if people will be interested, but it's just one of those things to track my own progress. That this is day one of a possible 110-day training journey. So I'm keen to see how that goes. I'm keen to see how much better I get at running, how much weight I'm able to lose, and what I'm able to do and all that. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm also doing these videos in the hope to encourage people to sponsor me for the London Marathon. I'm hoping to raise around £2,000 for the Samaritan's Purse charity, and in particular wanting to raise money for their international crisis response part of their charity. What that means is what they do is when there's a natural disaster, when there's conflict and various other things going on around the world, they will send out resources, they'll send out people to help, and they will give all that to the area. So if there's a natural disaster and they send equipment out and things in hospital beds, they will often leave those things there to help with people. They're very active at the moment in Ukraine, helping with the orphans, helping with a lot of people struggling and providing help. And they do all of this unapologetically in the name of Jesus. And it's a wonderful thing to support. So I'm really desperate to raise £2,000 to help the ministry they're doing, the work they're doing to help people affected by natural disasters, by conflict, for those in Ukraine who are suffering. I think it's a wonderful thing to give money to. So if you've watched this and you have enjoyed the video, or if you want to see me progress in this journey towards the marathon, or just want to do something nice today, then I will leave a link to my funding page, my sponsor page, whatever you call it, in the description below this video. Please do click on it and consider giving money to the Samaritan's Purse. All of it is very much appreciated and helpful, so please do that.